Salut les Ultrarockers, on a rendez-vous dans le 11e avec Liam et Alfie du groupe We Are the Ocean. Guys, we are really happy to be there with you. Thanks.
We are happy to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Thanks for taking your time. First question, your fourth album, Arc, has been released in France yesterday. How do you feel in this period of intense promotion? Are you impatiently waiting for the return comments from the fans? Or?
Yeah, I think the comments are interesting.
It's been really exciting. We've been sitting on the album for 10 months, I think, so to finally have it released and see what people are saying about it is really exciting.
Yeah, to sit on it for so long, and now it's finally here. It's great.
You were playing in the UK yesterday?
We did a couple of shows yesterday, yeah. We played an in-store at HMV, which is like a music store in the UK, did an acoustic show there, and we did one in Camden as well, which was fun. We played with, what's the guy? Frankie from My Chem.
Okay, yeah.
He headlined, that was great.
Great.
Yeah.
Arc is your new musical project, a shift after cutting our teeth in 2010, Go Now and Live in 2011, and a third LP, maybe today, maybe tomorrow in 2012. Is your way of working is always different for each album? I mean, it's the second album in this lineup.
I think it was different this time round, definitely. We kind of pulled it all together this time, very much working within the studio and trying to kind of work around an idea rather than someone just coming in with one idea.
Yeah, I think every approach to every album has always been different for us, partially due to we're different at the time, and you know, it's a different year. It's kind of like a new chapter. It's always, and we always try and do different things with our albums, and yeah, like this time around, it was very much a lot of ideas being hashed out in the studio.
I think with every album you can see where the band is growing and the way that kind of develops. It's quite a beautiful thing. It's like seeing a flower grow.
The artwork of the cover is interesting. We found the eagle wings appearing on the cover of your last album. We look at this royal cat that remind me that I have absolutely no control on mine at home. Could you explain us the meaning of this artwork?
Well, we were just big fans of the artist who did it, and we thought his paintings, like he's a painter as well as an album cover designer. So we asked him if he would do something. We sent him a couple of the songs, and I think because we were such big fans of him, we didn't say to him like, you know, do something like this. We really wanted his take and like his expression, I suppose, on what the music sounded like, and he came back with a lot of different things, and that was a very striking image that came from it. So I think it lends itself well to the album for sure. We're like super happy with it.
The colours, I love the colours. So much colour.
Really
it's one of those. It's definitely one of those pictures where like you can look at it from far away and see what it is, and then when you kind of look up close, you can notice like a lot of intricate detail that's going on, like what's going on with the crown, what's going on with the beast's face, and then the wings coming out. It's quite like a lot of like mixed things, just like boom together.
Yeah, you can put hundreds of logos, you will find it directly. It's really visual.
Very striking.
Yeah.
Very striking.
You'll be on tour mainly in UK for the next 3 or 4 months, but you played in France last 25th of March at Bateau Phare in Paris. Do you see any differences or particularities on the French audience, for example, the UK one or the one in Europe?
Well, I think there is like subtle differences.
It's always great.
Yeah, I mean it's always like, you know, great in both in their own ways. I think people when you play, especially in Europe, they're quite happy to just kind of like stand and listen and take that in, not necessarily moshing around or anything. Although, you know, love a mosh.
Feel free to mosh.
Feel free to mosh, absolutely. I think that's like one of the differences there. Like,
we've definitely noticed like the more times we've come back to Paris, it's kind of like steadily showing. Like more people are coming to the shows, and we're noticing that like it's not a certain kind of age demographic. We're getting a lot of like older dudes coming to the shows, and it's like, all right, sweet, cool.
Talking about live, I didn't have the chance to see you performing at the moment, but the common point I saw in all live reports and chronicles in the internet is that you're in one end a progressive explosion, a lot of energy on stage, and in the other end you are precise and rigorous technician on your instrument. It's quite paradoxical if it's. For you, is it the good recipe to perform live and to perform rock music?
I love playing live. I think being able to express yourself on stage through the music we've written together and really kind of like see how that kind of comes across. I think that's like one of the best parts about being in the band.
Yeah, you've got like, whether you've got like half an hour or an hour, you know, that time that you're up on stage is like no other. You know what I mean? Like you get to really, you know, really kind of let loose and really kind of forget about everything else, and it's, you know, you're there, there's people there, you know, just yeah, it's a really great feeling.
Yeah, you left the technique approach to just live the moment and interact with the audience.
I think there's as much within a live show. It's as much about the feel and about the kind of character on stage, like the kind of the persona you're putting on, or like just the way you're performing. That's as important as actually playing the song as well. I think that's what makes a good band, when they can kind of get the right balance of that.
Foo Fighters is the band which comes back again and again when journalists want to compare your musical universe. Do you inspire you of this kind of bands to work on your music and live performance, or?
We're inspired by a lot of things, like within music and poetry, books, you know, just the world around us. But I definitely think, I mean, Foo Fighters are one of those bands we've all listened to for a long time, and you know, we liked Nirvana and kind of the bands, I guess, like that are around that, like Queens of Stone Age and what's the band with John Paul Jones and
Them Crooked
Vultures.
Eagles of Death Metal. It's a really good scene of music around that. But
it's a good rock music.
Yeah. I think as well, it's like, I remember seeing Foo Fighters play at like Reading Festival, and then we saw them play at Milton Keynes Bowl, and like to see like a rock band get up on stage, and you know, there's no kind of like, you know, they are a band. They're like a band up on stage playing their songs with guitars. It's still very much rock and roll, but to like on a huge festival stage with thousands of people, it's very inspiring.
Mainly a unity between the different guys of the band.
Yeah, definitely.
Facing the audience.
Definitely. There's like all different characters in that band. Yeah, they're a fantastic band. But
and precisely, preparing this interview, I first randomly tipped We Are the Ocean on YouTube, and I first discovered the music video of the track The Road. Personally, I immediately be quite impressed by the intensity of your music, but in the other end, the simplicity of this video. Just four guys playing in a room. Is that your definition of a rock band? Simplicity and efficiency, if you can say that?
I wouldn't say it's like the definition of any rock bands, but like all rock bands. But
I think
do what works for you.
Yeah, I think what simplicity can come hand in hand with just being natural. I think like the actual natural feeling of being in a band or playing rock music, I think that kind of comes through. I think whatever is natural to the band, it's going to sort.
You can have like a simple song that, like you're saying, that can be very intense or very abrasive, and then you can have a very technical song which might make you feel, you know, like the opposite, like real somber and real kind of, you know, like really relaxed or something. So I think it was whatever like works for you. I think when we write, we kind of don't really set like a formula of what our music should sound like. It's more just you know, like we'll come with a riff idea or a song idea, and it will just like roll from there.
Our traditional last question, if you had one memory to share with us, on stage or outside, of the last year maybe? One memory.
Last year.
Hard question, I guess.
Yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. Fair bit. I mean, the Muse show, we spoke about the Muse shows quite a lot, but because that was purely like the most crazy experience for us, like, you know what I mean?
I guess in the last year though, it's got to be like finishing the album. I think that was really that was a really good time. We were in the studio for 2 months in the summer, and the whole experience was incredible. So
we enjoy being in the studio and working on music that way.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to finish a project and to complete it.
It's just interesting to kind of see how your music sounds in those different environments. Like live sounds in one way, and then when you record it, you can kind of find that you can get some of that live sound, but then you can also hear it in a different way through a set of speakers being recorded into something. And so yeah, we really enjoy the whole recording process.
Guys, thanks a lot. Arc, dernier album de We Are the Ocean, est sorti lundi 11 mai dans les bacs. C'est avec Ultrarock, les amis. Guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Cheers.
It was a pleasure.
See ya.